In what is now being described as one of the most explosive courtroom moments in recent South African legal history, President Cyril Ramaphosa found himself at the center of a judicial firestorm. During an open court hearing tied to constitutional questions on equity, property rights, and skilled migration, a presiding judge launched into a scathing critique of the administration's role in what he described as the silent exodus of South Africa's white minority. The judge's remarks were not only fiery, they were unprecedented. The courtroom, packed with journalists, legal experts, and members of the public, fell into stunned silence as Justice Willem du Plessis, known for his firm yet balanced courtroom demeanor, raised his voice in an unusually emotional tone. This administration must be held accountable for its divisive rhetoric and dangerous neglect of national cohesion, he thundered. We are watching a brain drain that will haunt this country for generations. The session was initially convened to address land reform legislation and concerns around economic inequality. However, as evidence was presented highlighting the growing number of white South Africans emigrating, many citing safety, discrimination, and economic instability, Justice du Plessis turned his attention directly to the policies of the Ramaphosa government. According to recent data tabled in court, over 400,000 skilled white South Africans have left the country in the last decade, with a significant spike in the past 5 years. Analysts say the departures include engineers, farmers, medical professionals, and educators. While the government has long defended its equity-driven policies as necessary for correcting historical imbalances, the judge seemed to question whether the execution of such policies was causing more harm than good. What we see today is not the vision of Mandela, the judge said, visibly agitated. We are witnessing a flight not only of wealth but of capacity, doctors, engineers, thinkers, all walking away from a country that once held so much promise for all races. And yet, this government remains indifferent, cloaking neglect in the name of transformation. Ramaphosa, who attended the hearing as a respondent in his official capacity, appeared stunned as cameras captured him gripping the edge of the witness bench. While his legal team attempted to object, the judge cut them off sharply. I will not be silenced when the Constitution itself is at risk, Du Plessis declared. Transformation must not become a weapon of exclusion. We are democracy, not a dictatorship of guilt. The president's spokesperson later released a carefully worded statement, reaffirming the administration's commitment to transformation and unity, but emphasizing that inequities must be addressed, even if uncomfortable to certain segments of society. However, critics were quick to respond, accusing Ramaphosa of tone deafness and denial. Outside the courtroom, protesters gathered on both sides of the issue. One group held signs reading, "Stop anti-white hate" and "Exodus equals collapse," while others chanted, "No justice without redress." The scene reflected a nation deeply divided, not just along racial lines, but over the very soul and direction of its democracy. Political analysts weighed in swiftly. This courtroom drama may have just reignited the national debate on affirmative action and migration, said Dr. Thandika Mackayes, a political scientist at the University of Pretoria. Judge Du Plessis has given voice to what many feel but fear to say, that policy must balance historical justice with current stability, or risk tearing the nation apart. As the hearing adjourned, the judge delivered a final, chilling remark: if the exodus continues, the loss won't be theirs, it will be South Africa's. When the lights go out, we'll all sit in the dark. The echoes of that statement are still reverberating across the country. Whether this moment marks a turning point in policy, perception, or politics remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the courtroom chaos has shattered the silence around a growing crisis, and all eyes are now on President Ramaphosa.